everyone, and welcome to a new video. I'm leaving Wimbledon now, heading towards Colliers-Wood and Tooting to approach the most dangerous junction for cyclists in London. Yes, in Tooting there's one junction that unfortunately has caused so many accidents, and I just want to find out why. London Cycling Campaign are doing a great job in promoting safe cycling in London, and a lot of initiatives that have developed over the years to increase safety for cyclists in the capital. And they have published a list of the most dangerous junctions to increase the awareness of these problems and hopefully push some change in road infrastructure. I'm here now in Colliers-Wood, southwest London, not far from where I live, where the cycle superhighway, the CS7, is starting, and is one of the main arteries, especially in the morning, for commuters to go to central London. This was a major development in cycle lane structure in London. Boris got all the attention for it, and you can see the blue color is fading. The blue was the sponsor at the time of the cycle hire scheme, Barclays, and the blue has stayed to this day. Believe it or not, this is, yes, the most dangerous junction in London. You might have expected a big roundabout, Holborn, Elephant and Castle. Those are, of course, also dangerous places to ride, bank. So all of these big areas where there's a lot of cars running around are, of course, dangerous as well. But this is quite surprising, where this cycle lane has also got some wands for protecting cyclists from the cars, is such a black spot for accidents and injuries. I'm not a great reporter. I came here on a Saturday morning. Traffic is quieter, and of course you don't have all the cyclists whizzing around on the morning commute, so it's difficult for me to give a objective analysis of the situation, but I have an idea, and I'm going to share this with you. A couple of points that we can raise. It's interesting to notice that the junction here has already been redesigned. There's raised curb, there is no entry from Upper Tooting to Ansell Road, so only cars coming from Ansell Road can turn left and enter Upper Tooting Road. So you might wonder why this is happening here, where already changes have been made to improve safety. My personal opinion is that I'm not a big fan of the wands. The poles here have been introduced during the COVID time to increase the perception of safety. To me, they don't provide a real safety for riders, because car can inevitably, if something happens, enter the cycle lane and cause an accident, and at the same time constrict the riders' flow in a limited space, so riders cannot freely move outside of the cycle lane if needed. This to me is the crucial problem. When approaching a junction, I always try to move slightly towards the center of the lane if possible, because I know that cars coming from the side roads will have limited visibility just by the nature of the car construction. So when the drivers have to look and scan for the incoming traffic, most of the time they have to move forward, and inevitably they will enter the lane. In this case, that is the only way where the cyclists can go. That movement is not possible because cyclists are pushed in the lane. The ones are there to create a separation between the main lane and the cycle lane, and that movement, that to me is actually safer, is not possible to do. At the same time, I do understand that in the morning, when traffic is crazy here, you do have cars stacking up on the main lane, and the cycle lane is the only way where cyclists can go. And in that situation, yes, it's very dangerous. The only way it would be to reduce the speed. When you have completely different speed between the stationary traffic of cars and fast flowing cyclists, then is the recipe for disaster, because cars will maybe leave a gap for the vehicle entering the junction to join the main traffic, and you do have a flow of high-speed cyclists coming through, and then you can understand how this is a very, very dangerous situation. CS7 is definitely not the easiest cycle lane to ride. I'll leave it to the expert to design the roads, direct the flow of traffic, make decision in terms of the infrastructure. My only suggestion would be, as a cyclist, you do need to, of course, take care of yourself. In this case, in my personal opinion, cycling wands do not help the way I like to ride. In conclusion, when approaching a junction, my advice, if possible, is to move to the center, because the key here is visibility, and visibility doesn't really mean just lights or high-vis clothing, stuff like that. Is about the angle of view. The angle of view of the driver, very important, of course, especially if it's a car, a long car, or even lorries or buses. They have to have you in the angle of view. If you can't move towards the center, unfortunately, we have to slow down. Yes, even if you do have the right of way, it's best to avoid the accident, of course, rather than argue afterwards who was at fault. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Let me know your comments on the subject. I'm sure, especially if you do commute on those cycle superhighways or the CS7, I guess you do have a lot of things to say about the safety of those roads. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.